Hi everyone, my name is Farah Hussain. I'm a current PGY4 at Emory University, and I serve on the National Resident Council for AAPM&R, otherwise known as the FIT Board, Physiatry and Training Board. I'm the current resident liaison for the Specialty Brand Expansion Committee. I want to welcome tonight to our Q&A interview Dr. Stephen Flanagan. He's president of AAPM&R as well as the chair of the Rehabilitation Medicine at NYU Grossman, New York University Grossman School of Medicine, and the medical director of Rusk Rehabilitation at NYU Langone Health. Thank you for being here, Dr. Flanagan. Today, we're going to be discussing awareness specifically of what the Academy is doing to ensure value of PM&R is widely known, efforts of our Specialty Brand Expansion Committee, and Dr. Flanagan's advice for speaking with the media.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to chatting with you for a while tonight.
I'm looking forward to it as well. So I want to start off by thanking you for focusing your presidential editorials in the Physiatrist newsletter on the barriers our field needs to address in order to advance our specialty. It's been very interesting to read about how the Academy has ambitious plans to position our specialty for success, which is so critically important for all of us, especially those who are in the early stages of our career, like myself. In one of your recent editorials, you discussed another barrier being awareness and brand value of PM&R. In seeing the Academy's communications over the years, I've noticed a significantly increased effort in this area. Can you share what the Academy is doing to ensure the value of PM&R physicians is widely known and appreciated among our key stakeholders?
That is a great question. When I started off my career, a few decades ago, PM&R, physical medicine and rehabilitation, I would say physiatrists were probably the best kept secret in medicine. We do so much. We have that special sauce of being able to treat the whole patient, and really looking at our patients in a very holistic way. I think more so than other fields. But it shouldn't be that way. And I think despite efforts, a lot of folks just didn't really know what physical medicine and rehabilitation is. What are you, just physical therapists? No, of course, we're physicians. And then came along the pandemic and past, or the no, the long-term COVID issues. And when you look at long COVID or past, you're really dealing with people with disability. And one of the things that I can say, I think anyone can say in physical medicine and rehabilitation, is that we don't own a single body system. We share that with a lot of other specialties. But what we do own more than anything else is disability. And people with long-term COVID problems are disabled. So we recognized that this was a growing problem, and we felt we needed to jump in, and have a call to action. And not because, oh, gee, this is our opportunity for people to understand what we do. Because we're the specialty of disability, we had that obligation. So we have a call to action to the Biden administration as well as Congress to make sure that folks who were treating long COVID, those clinics, had the support they needed, that there was support for research, and that there was equitable care for folks with COVID, long COVID, regardless of the socioeconomic status, the color of the skin, and what have you. We then pull together a collaborative of physiatrists and physiatry clinics, as well as other healthcare providers, specialists in pulmonary medicine, in population health, critical care medicine, patient support groups, to form a collaborative that began to develop guidance statements on how to identify, assess, and treat patients with long COVID. And in fact, we have a number of publications of these guidance statements that are in PM&R. Why do I say all this? The media found out about this, and they were so interested in COVID, that they started to come to us, to ask questions. What are these guidance statements? What is long COVID? Other efforts that we had was to develop, with our colleagues at Johns Hopkins, a dashboard giving estimates of the number of people throughout the country and where they were. Of who was suffering from long COVID. All of this generated tremendous amount of interest. And we were heard. Last April, April in 2022, the Biden administration came out with their memorandum on long COVID, and it was almost as if they just took all of our material and put it in there because they talked about the need for supportive clinics and the need to support research and the need to make sure everyone gets equitable care. There were some bills in Congress that we helped to support. We worked with Health and Human Services, World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. They all began to recognize PM&R and physiatry as the specialty that treats disability. So as a result of that, we were on, all sorts of media venues. We were in print, we were on TV, we were on the radio, we were on podcasts. We had spots. Many of our leaders and folks who were on the collaborative were interviewed. For MedPage Today, Medscape, The Washington Post, ABC News, NBC News, Politico, The New York Times, WebMD, CNN. You name it. It got tremendous coverage, and I can tell you, I am still getting requests for this. And although this has really focused on long COVID, this was really our opportunity to say, well, we treat long COVID, which is this really complex, multi-system condition, and that's our special sauce. That's what we do. So we began to talk about the other things we do: concussion and oncological rehab and musculoskeletal rehab and sports medicine and all the things we do and what makes us different from everybody else and the value that we add to medicine. In fact, one of the venues that we hooked up with is Patient Care Online. It's a digital outlet that's really targeting primary care providers. And those are the folks that we want to target because that's who we need to work with to have an even greater impact in medicine. So every month, they're bringing on a physiatrist to talk about something that we do that isn't long COVID: back pain, musculoskeletal issues, brain injury, concussion, stroke, you name it. And thousands of primary care providers are hearing what we do, and that's really going to help us move forward. So, back in 1992, when I finished my training, okay, I'm giving my age away. We were the best kept secret in medicine, but I'm glad to say through these efforts, we're not. It's really been a tremendous 2 years, and there's more to come.
Yeah, those were some really insightful comments about what our specialty is doing to advance actually the whole field of medicine and help our patients, especially with long COVID and that incredible call to action, which resulted in great work from the Biden administration and AAPM&R, amongst other organizations. You mentioned in your editorial that long COVID especially affects the underserved population. So I think it's really great how AAPM&R is pushing towards equitable healthcare, which is a big problem in our society today. And so I appreciate you making comments about that as well.
Well,
So
in every single guidance statement that we published, we in fact made sure that we had something about the underserved, though, because everybody deserves the care that we provide. So that was really important, and thanks for noticing that. That was really important. The only other thing I'll add is that this really helps, I think, the world and the key stakeholders, C-suite, insurance payers, governmental officials understand that in order to obtain that triple aim of medicine, which is better population health, better patient outcomes, and doing it more efficiently, which just means for less money, let's face it. You need physiatry, you need physical medicine and rehabilitation in order to achieve that fully. So I apologize I interrupted you, but that was just a point I really wanted to get out.
no, I think that's a prominent point to get out there. This work is going to be really, really important as we move along.